What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Jay Real. You are now tuned in to the Real Hip Hop Show, where hip hop is everything and everything is hip hop. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's another beautiful Sunday, another day to talk about some good hip hop. You know what I mean? And speaking of talking about some good hip hop, I got a dope artist with me today, man. Jon Blaq, man. Holla at him, man. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? What's the deal, man? Sitting here chilling.
No doubt, man. Hey, man, I'm glad you could stop by, chop it up with me for a little bit, man, because, I've been following your music. Of course, I play your music on my show, and wanted to get this interview done with you for sure, man.
Oh, man, this is much. When you hit me, I was surprised, like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's up, bruh. Definitely appreciate the love, man, for real.
Oh, yeah, man, no doubt, man. But, we go ahead, get right, we jump right into it. You know what I mean? Ain't even got to, keep people waiting, man. We could jump right into it, man.
All right.
I want you to just go ahead and tell people, you know what I'm saying? Let the listeners know who you are, because I know who you are. You know what I mean? I love you, but you can speak for yourself.
I'm Jon Blaq, man. I've been doing hip-hop since forever and a day. I probably started doing music when I was maybe 11 or 12. Really just all kinds of music, gospel, writing songs, just always having songs in my head. And then just hip-hop was my thing once I got to be late middle school, early high school. Me and my boy, my best friend, Dwight, we'd just be riding around, playing music, be freestyling. You know how that go, man.
Oh, yeah, man.
But,
that's the stuff right there, man.
Yeah, man. So throughout high school, I always wrote songs and things of that nature. So once I got out, went to NC State for maybe a year and a half. And what kind of messed me up was I went to NC State, was doing the school thing, and got with a couple guys, and we did this talent show. I had a little rap part in it, did the talent show, and then everybody was like, why don't you rap? You need to rap, man, for real.
Well, I'm glad you did that talent show there, man, because your music is dope.
Wow, man, I appreciate it, bro. For real, man. It's been a grind, but love it, and music is like my therapy. So these albums and stuff like that, man, it's just me putting myself out there.
Word, man, that's what's up, man. So what made you decide, though, when did you feel like you wanted to be a rapper? You know what I mean? Because some people I feel like when you're a rapper, it's either in you. It's got to be in you. Some people just want to rap just cause.
Yeah, man. I would say my first influence with rap, you know what I'm saying? I had another friend, earlier years, he kind of turned me on to rap with the Fresh Prince, and that was wow, this, he was fun, fresh, all that kind of stuff. So I was like, this is cool. I like it. You know what I'm saying? But the first thing that made me be like, oh, wait, hold on, this is different, is when I heard Big Daddy Kane's Raw.
Word. Okay.
And I was like, this is, nah. I mean, I love the Fresh Prince, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? But when I heard Raw was like that. R-A-W, a terrorist, here to bring trouble to. I was like, wait, how did he even put that together? You know what I'm saying? No doubt. So from that point on, I just got fascinated with it. You know what I'm saying? And had that thing I want to do that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man, that's what's up, man. So
yeah.
This is a question I want to ask, because this is something I want to know, because I play your music and I like your music so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's your creative process?
Wow. For me, I built my own home studio, you know what I'm saying? I did the thing where I would go around to different people's studios and stuff like that, and that was cool. But I've always been the type of person to be kind of very independent to myself.
Right.
So my dudes that I always rap with, that's one thing. But when I started to do projects and stuff like that, it kind of came easier for me in this little dark space. My wife will tell you I'll be up, we'll all be kicking in, but I'll be up till 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning on the weekends, because that little nighttime, door closed, by myself, that's my zone right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And before I had a studio, I used to go get in the car, get a notepad, put on some instrumentals, drive around till I could get to a park or something by myself and just sit in the car and write.
Oh, okay. So you like to kind of be in your own zone when you make your music. You don't like a lot of distractions around.
Yeah, man. A lot of times it comes real easy, you know what I'm saying? But not so easy that I'm just 2 seconds and I got a song. That's not me. But like when I go to do studio sessions and stuff like that, it's a different vibe. I have to put myself in a different place because there's people walking around, cats is joking,
right.
and stuff like that. So, you know, I can do it, but that's not my preference. My preference when I'm working on a whole project is just to be off by myself.
Right. Because I think, because I like that too. You know what I mean? Because I be up 4 or 5 in the morning, you know, making beats, recording or whatever. And I think it's just a better vibe because you just get to just you and the music. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. It get real, like, you know, for lack of a better word, it's more intimate like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you're just in that zone. You just feeling it, and you ain't worried about what anybody think, how much time going by. You just in there making and creating.
Right, man. That's the fun part about it, man. But you know, I think a lot of people don't understand the grind of making music. You know what I mean? So
Boy.
Explain that to the listeners about the grind. Because when I tell people all the time, but I love to hear other people talk about their part in the grind.
Man, like, and that, you know what the real crazy part is? Like, it's like that saying, it's more than one way to skin a cat.
Right.
Like, really, there's no real blueprint. It's just, to me, about finding a way that is comfortable for you to go from point A to point B. I found it easier for me to build a studio so I don't have to ask nobody. I found it better for me to learn how to record my music because it would make it that much bigger as far as like my understanding, not just the words, but how sound works. And I even shot a video or two of my own. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like how I segued into the acting as well. But it's like learning how to do all those things, it took people off my plate. You know what I'm saying? Because when you,
most definitely.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's not that I don't trust people or whatever. I'm a people person, but I'm the type of person that when I say go, you got to be ready to go, or you slowing up my process. And I don't want to fight with nobody or nothing when I know I can learn how to do anything I want to do. So let me just keep this train moving. And if you with me, then we can learn stuff together and keep it pushing. But, you know, I don't like to be a burden on nobody, and I don't like to wait on nobody. So that's, for me, that was the grind of learning how to do all these things so I could continue to grow my music.
That's dope, man. Because I mean, you get you appreciate it more. You know what I mean? And I can hear that. You know what I mean? When I hear your music, you know what I mean? I can tell that you doing what you love to do. You know what I mean? You ain't forcing it. It's something that you do because it's who you are.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. Like when this new era of hip hop started, I was a hater. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too.
I had to come around, and that don't mean that I still don't have stuff that I mean, it's just like anything. You like stuff, you don't like stuff. I think we've gotten to a point where everybody gotta like everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you don't, you hating on it. Like that's not the case.
That's so wet.
Yeah, like if you don't like something, you just don't like it. It's okay not to like something, but my point is, I don't have to hate everything either. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because it's a lot of like old school versus new school going on in hip hop now, and I don't understand that, because I know when we came up, you know, we came up listening to Nas and Jay-Z and Big and all of them,
right? And
they bigged up Rakim and all them guys. They bigged those guys up. They didn't say, oh, they washed up, don't nobody listen to that no more. They didn't do that.
Right.
This newer generation, it seems like they ain't got no respect for the pioneers. Like, how you feel,
bruh? I mean, this is my straight up thing about that aspect of it. Like, we're the only genre that first we celebrated ourselves because we was the only like genre that just basically came out of nowhere. We put it together ourselves. It started in the parks. We got records and scratched on our own and built this thing. Right. And that's something to be proud of. But then it turned into this thing of this inner hate type thing where we're the old versus the new. And I'm like, okay, so I don't understand how that's supposed to work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I see, go ahead, my bad.
No, you fine, man. I don't even understand how that even happened.
I honestly, like, that's a whole nother conversation because true. I'm not going to do the whole conspiracy theory thing, but I know if, you know, you can read between the lines of certain things.
It's
and
a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy.
You know what I'm saying?
But diminish hip hop.
But the thing about it is, like, we didn't have to let that happen. You see what I'm saying?
True.
We didn't have to let that happen because you already got, like, when I see newer rock bands come on the scene, right? These newer rock bands still pay homage to Kiss and Nirvana.
Yo, I was just having that same conversation with somebody the other day. That's exactly what they do. You all right?
Yeah, they still, you ask them where they got this guitar riff from, and they like, yo, we used to come up on, my mom and them was listening to so and so and so and so Led Zeppelin, and that's where we created this from and stuff like. They have no issue with that.
They take them on tour with them and everything.
Yes, dog.
Yeah,
but we come along.
Elders.
Now I'm gonna say this on the flip side, yo. When you're like my son, for example, you know what I'm saying? He's 6 years old. I'm older than him, but I'm not getting ready to give him the key to the car and just hop in the car and let him start it up and drive and this, that, and the third. Like the older generation was supposed to keep guiding the newer generation.
Right.
And my problem with the older generation is, like, you let the money thing become such an issue to you that you started jumping on the trends. So
Right.
how can you point the finger at them and say you making whack music, but now that they making money, now you starting to rhyme like them? Like, they supposed to listen to that?
Yeah, and that's crazy because, like you just said, man, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of the elders in hip-hop, you know what I mean, they didn't take these young cats under their wing and show them the game. They just, like, I feel like they just sent them out there, and now they mad at them because they not making the music that they feel like the youngins should be making. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, you didn't guide them.
Right. And to your point, my whole thing about that is, like, yo, how can you convince them of what real hip-hop is when you're willing to abandon real hip-hop to make a couple dollars yourself?
Right.
Like, come on, man. I done seen some collaborations with people doing stuff that I respect. I know everybody got to pay their bills,
right.
But, bruh,
you know they won't supposed to do that song together.
Yeah.
Right.
You know you ain't have no business getting that producer to produce you when you've been doing all this boom bap stuff and now you rhyming with triple hi-hats like that.
Yeah, man, that's ridiculous.
So the young people not gonna believe you doing that. Like,
True.
what I think with older rock bands and younger rock bands, them cats go still do what they do. And when they put out their new albums, it's their music,
Yep.
just doing what they do. So these younger cats, I think that's the difference. They still respect what they do because they ain't selling out or trying to hop on the new thing that the new kids is doing. At the same time, the new kids can look back and be like, well, that's the foundation. And
Right.
they doing their thing.
Right. Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I just feel like at the end of the day, it's room for everybody. And some of the older heads, you know, they have a point about some of the music because it don't, you know, I ain't gonna get into all that, but they have a point.
A lot of it don't make sense, though. It is, I mean, come on. Because you hear it.
Right.
You hear it. They be
Yes.
like, what are you ain't even saying that. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing, though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, everybody, on both sides, there's a point where we could just get rid of the middleman and we could all have a lane together. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. It's just confusing that we let it get to that point.
So let me ask you this then. So let's just say somebody came to you with a record deal. Would you rather be an independent artist or would you rather go sign to, you know, like Rock Nation or something?
I would rather be an independent artist. And the reason why I would rather be an independent artist is because it's like technology. It's like brainwashing. Like I've always said, from the advent, and the reason why my answer would be different back in the days than now was because when Ice Cube and NWA and them and MC Hammer, like, they became independent selling records out the trunk of their car. That was almost like a thing. Right. You know what I'm saying? But that was a whole different grind because they had to get in their cars and go from city to city to city to city to create that kind of buzz. Yep. If you don't have the funds to do that, then being an independent artist was a much harder situation. True. I say it and I stand behind it. From the advent of the internet, you no longer ever had to sign a record deal if you ain't want to.
True. And then so many people getting these 360 deals, man. It's ridiculous.
It don't make no sense.
They just raping them, man. They are raping these artists. Like, they taking everything that they do, you know what I'm saying? They getting paid off of these artists. They do a show, you know what I'm saying? They taking their money off the top. They do a video shoot, anything, like a photo shoot, anything. They get sponsors, and they just taking all the artists' money.
Yeah, because they're not making any money in it. And my whole point is they have to do that to survive as an industry because the internet has messed the game up. They aren't getting, these record labels ain't getting paid what they used to when they was raping us before.
Right.
So what you think they're getting now? Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, so my thing is, you have to be smart enough to realize, like, do you understand in 1995 when I was starting to rap and stuff like that, and we would go and have cassette tapes and stuff like that, we would have to go pass them out in the hood.
True.
You see what I'm saying?
True.
Just to get a little buzz in our area, and then maybe take a trip somewhere and pass those out. Yep. Bruh, do you understand? I could get off this phone with you right now, go sit down, make a song, mix it, and I could have a little kid in China listening to me in the next 30 minutes to an hour.
Just that quick. Yeah, man. It's true. Because, wow, I think the internet kind of took out, to me, I feel like, you know, the internet kind of took away from, you know what I mean, like the the realness in hip hop. You know what I mean? It's so like watered down, and the game is so oversaturated now.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be that though. My thing is, it's like you learn different ways of getting your music. Once you start learning different ways of getting your music, it's almost like the thing of like a good example. When I started acting, I said, dang, I want to act. But around here, I'm in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and you think Hollywood and New York and Atlanta. So I'm like, how am I going to do this? Right. But what I realized was once I connected myself to the right people, there's a whole community of people doing films here and acting and stage plays that I was oblivious to. Wow. So it's the same thing with music. You know what I'm saying? Once you get yourself in certain circles, like we would complain that there's no real hip hop. There is real hip hop. You just got to get in those circles, find out who is where, what posts to go to, what sites to go to. You know what I'm saying? Because we're used to having it in we used to get our hip hop by The Source, Double XL, Yo MTV Rap, BET.
Man. I miss
you know
Rap
what I'm saying?
City, man.
Yeah.
I used to love coming home from school. The first thing we would do was cut on Rap City. We would make sure we was home to watch Rap City, man.
Absolutely. But that's how we didn't even think about it as promotion and this is how they're feeding us the album. We just knew I go on Rap City, watching my top 10 videos. Oh, Biggie got a new album out. Yeah, the Wu-Tang got a new, and we all got it together and we knew where to find it. Now, because of the internet, you just got to find those things. It's like a digital world. So now you just got to find online where your genre of music is. Right. And once you find one, you'll find another site, and you'll find people that like what you like, and they'll start turning you on to it. And then you start getting in them lanes and finding the music that you like. But if we always be like, it's messed up because of what we hear on the radio, that we're missing it.
Exactly. You know what? And you know what you just said, I want to kind of, you know what I'm saying, ask you about that. Because I get into a lot of debates, and people be like, what's real hip-hop and what's not? So, in your opinion, you know what I'm saying, in Jon Blaq opinion, what's the difference, you know what I'm saying, between real hip-hop and that other stuff? Like, explain that to me.
Right. And I want to predicate it by saying this is my opinion. Okay?
Right.
This is totally my opinion. So if anybody does not agree with it, I get it. It's cool. That's what's up. But for me, coming up and for what I know and what I've seen of real hip-hop is from your gut. And it has to be something that you are putting out into the universe. Right. These words and these rhymes and these stories and so on and so forth, that's what real hip-hop is. It's aching the real life. It's just people telling their stories. And I think the reason why the new music is, if it was me, I wouldn't have a problem with the new music if it wasn't called hip-hop.
Okay.
If it was if you named it a subgenre, you know what I'm saying? If you called it some other, you know, trap rap and that's what it was, or whatever you wanted to call it, and didn't try to classify it, whatever, any of that, I wouldn't have nothing to say, because I would just be like, just like I don't listen to no diss, but just like I don't listen to grunge rock and roll.
Yeah.
I don't care I don't care that it exists. It doesn't bother me that it exists. I just don't listen to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But don't take something that I don't necessarily consider follows the elements of the music that I call hip hop and just squeeze it all up under the same banner just because you think it has a bumping beat and it's urban.
Yeah, because I was watching I think it was I want to say it was a Big Daddy Kane interview. I want to say, and he was talking about a lot of these artists aren't really doing anything. They're making the producers famous. You know what I mean? Because the beat is hard, the beat is good, but the rapper just up there high out of his mind, just like,
right.
Like, what is this crap? You know what I mean? Like, let's just be honest.
Right.
Like, and a lot of rappers, I don't even know if they rapping or singing anymore.
And the crazy part is, like I said, going back to my other statement, I would not care. It would be no issue if you didn't call it rap and hip hop.
True.
There would be no issue because how can I be mad at another genre of music that I don't listen to?
Yeah, that
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
But once you start labeling it, and for me, and say like for you, because we're in it and we do it, right. You know what I'm saying? That's what leaves a bad taste in your mouth because you you tell a rock and roller that what's her name? What's the little country chick name?
I don't know.
They got in the beef with Kanye West.
Oh yeah. I can't even think of her name either right now.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you go tell a hardcore rock and roll cat that what she does is rock and roll.
Right. Exactly.
You know how sideways they'll look at you?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Taylor Swift. And I don't have no problem with her. But she does pop music. But if you take her music and you just start to throw guitars on it just for the sake of throwing guitars on it, and then say that's rock and roll, every rock and roller will look at you like you stupid.
Like you stupid, exactly.
So
that's
the same thing.
Yup, that's exactly what they're doing.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, they can have it. Just don't call it hip hop.
Yeah, I feel you. So
you know what I mean?
When people listen to Jon Blaq's music, what do you want them to walk away with? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your message? What you telling people when you know what I'm saying, make your music?
I think for me, I make highly personal music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think for me, when I listen to it back and stuff like that, the first person that I feel like I got to get something from my music is me.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times I will be writing things that I don't even realize I wrote like that. And I'm like, wow, okay. So now I'm sitting there pondering on where that came from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My thing is, I feel like as people, we all have general things that we kind of all go through. It's not exactly the same, but the basis of it, emotionally wise, whether you feel like you're in a dead-end job or you feel like you got the best job in the world, you got a great marriage, or you wish you had a girl. Like, I touch on all of those things that we kind of go through and think about, and even the spiritual aspect of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I rap for, just regular people.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And that's why I connect with your music. That's why I like your music. Because when I listen to your music, like Diary, like the Dear Diary joint, you know what I'm saying? Like, I played that, of course, and I'm gonna play that later on at the end of this show. But I mean, we ain't going nowhere right now. But I'm just saying.
Yeah,
like,
true.
But like when I listen to that, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, that's dope right here. You know what I mean? Because you making music for the everyday person. And I hear so many, and it's so funny because I hear a lot of underground rappers, or local or whatever you want to call them. You know what I mean? They talk about Benzes and Bentleys, and I'm like, bro, you got a bike. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Yeah, dog. I mean, I think for me, like, I'm still in it, and as far as I know, I'm always be striving to get to the goals and even if I get whatever success, I want to stay hungry. And I feel like for me, it's just been this whole process of just living, and I think that gets ignored nowadays in music. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like, the hard part for me to relate to is that every song is about getting drunk or wasted, and you sleeping from chick to chick, and you taking ecstasy, you doing this, and I'm thinking to myself, I just got off work and I ain't doing none of this, so I don't really connect to that.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying?
It's so funny, like when you say stuff like that, because like you can make a song right now about a shorty, about a female, and you could glorify this woman, And, you know, and you put the song out, and females are just like, oh, that's cool. But as soon as you get on the song and say, bounce your asshole, they're like, oh, that's my song. I'm like, wait a minute. What? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. But that's like, I don't know. It's almost like, it's no knock, but it's almost like we don't want to think anymore. Like, we don't want to invest in the process of taking something in and it being too deep. It's just like, a lot of times, and I saw it evolve, like, people is just like, I don't want to hear all that deep, whatever, so and so. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get turned. I'm trying to get lit. And I'm like, for me, I think my thing is, that's great. Because I have times when I say I write for regular people, I mean, there are times where I'm like, yeah, I just want to have a good time. I'm feeling good. Right. Everything is going. So that's the time for that lit stuff, or getting turned. But
people people aren't out here lit and turned all the time. Like you just
all
said.
The time.
Like what? That's what I don't be understanding. Like, you get off work, you go to work every day, you take care of your family, you kiss your wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need our music too. You feel me?
Yes. So I think my goal is, you got these artists that do that, you know what I'm saying? I think my lane is to talk to people that want more than that. And if you don't want more than that, then that is perfectly fine. You don't ever have to pick up one of my records because you're going to get more than that. But if you, you know what I'm saying? If you want more of a 360 degree that you can say, I'm going to put on Jon Blaq album, I feel good today. You're going to find a song that makes you feel good.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Word.
If you feeling like, damn, I'm the only person out here going through this, you can put on a song like Diary and be like, oh, okay, this dude get it. He felt like that too.
Exactly, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like. You know what I mean? When I listen to you, you know what I mean? Because I can listen to it and I can relate to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that's kind of like a lost art in hip-hop right now, where like you can't even relate to the rappers. It's crazy.
Yeah. As people, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the things that always stood out to me about, say, like, Pac. Right. Like, people had a perception about him being a thug, but when you really listen to his music, like he would tell you, if you really listen to my music, you would understand. You know, that's why you'll get, you know what I'm saying, your Machiavellis, and then you get your Dear Mamas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm a big
you're just like Daddies, or Picture Me Rolling.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And in my process of album making, like, those are the people that I say taught me, because those albums, from Biggie to Tupac to Nas, they had a certain balance to them.
Yeah, true. That's very true. That's the thing. It's no balance out here, man. But what's like who's some of your favorite artists then? You know what I'm saying? Whether it be old school, new school, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, who is some of Jon Blaq's favorite artists that you like to listen to and get inspired by?
Man, oh man. I mean, you know, it's always gonna be the usual culprits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, coming up, I did everybody, and that's why I say I listen to a lot of stuff too. But coming up, Fresh Prince, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim. Yeah. I got into BDP a little heavy when I was in middle school. Yeah. Then coming up, Redman was my favorite rapper for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Redman, one of the most underrated rappers ever to me.
Oh my gosh! Like, There's a Dark Side, and it's just so many joints. Cosmic Slop, and all of those records they slided a little time frame for me. So when I think about those records, I can go back to those places. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's dope.
But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it's just a who's who of hip hop. Like, Big Pun was a big influence. Of course, I like M when he dropped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, Eminem is funny to me because I'm like on the fence with Eminem. Like, I like him, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Because I like Eminem when he rapping. Like, when he starts spitting, I'm like, okay, he's dope. But when he start talking about killing his wife and girlfriend and throwing his baby mom in the trunk, I be like, yeah, I don't want to hear this shit. You know what I mean? Like, he tripping now. And I hate to say this, I'm sorry, but that's that white boy shit right there. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest.
But see, you know what? This is the thing about stuff like that, right? Yeah. Like, to me, yeah, we could say that, but like, just take what is it, KRS-One and Raekwon and the other cat when they was doing Grave Diggers. Listen to that whole concept was the same thing that Eminem rapped when he go left.
True. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you are right
So,
about that.
so my thing about it is, I just feel like if he didn't do that, but it was in him to do, then he would be a hypocrite. Meaning that he's almost like he's like a Howard Stern, or he's like a what's your boy name that's on the radio station guy, like Wendy Williams and people like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? To just kind of stir the pot, just like he said. Like, I talk about things you only talk about in your living room. The only difference is I got the balls to say it in front of y'all, and I don't give a. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is true though. I mean, it's true,
So,
and it's hip hop though, because that's what you do in hip hop. You tell how you really feel, and that's how he feel.
yeah, and if you twist it like that, and it's really real, and it's not a gimmick, that's just like some people have a twisted sense of humor like that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
true.
Or they
That
mind
is.
working that way. So you know.
that is so crazy, man. But what kind of what can people expect to hear? You know what I'm saying, from Jon Blaq, man? Because me personally, I'm ready to hear some more. Because I need more. 'Cause I want to play more on the show. You know what I mean? So you know,
Man,
what you
I
got
appreciate
coming,
it.
man. Please tell us what
Like,
you got coming.
Right now, man, to be honest, like, this is last year I put out an album, Blind Spots, in November of last year, and that seemed like almost a year ago, and it's only been a couple of months.
Right.
But that's been like the last thing I did as far as like a whole project. It's a young lady that has a play, and she's got an album and a book coming out, and I did a feature with her, so we're gonna shoot a video for that song. But
Ooh.
I'm getting ready to. Next project that I'm about to do is gonna be it may be a whole album, but it could be between an EP or album with General Watkins.
Oh
Watkins the
wow,
General.
that's done. I know that's
what I'm
gonna be
saying?
dope. Because when I hear y'all
Yeah.
together, man, y'all gotta, like, y'all chemistry is crazy. Like, I love it.
Yeah. He give me that Mobb Deep feeling, like back in the day, that Shook Ones feeling with some of his stuff, man. And yeah, we have a really great chemistry. It's like a slew of producers that I work with, man, that are I got to salute all of them, because they've always held me down and just consistently been like, yo, they just feed me, and keep me inspired to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man,
I'm ready
I
to
can't
hear
wait.
That. I'm ready to hear that. 'Cause like I said, I know from the music that I've heard, you know what I mean, it's dope,
Yeah.
man. I just got to tell you that, you know what I mean, because I know, you know what I'm saying, when you out here doing music sometimes, it kind of feel like, damn, is anybody even listening? You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
Yes.
I mean, I know it gets there, but I'm telling you right now, I'm listening. So I know
My
somebody
dude.
else got to be listening. They better be.
My
They
dude.
need to be.
My dude. Well, you know what? I always have said, though, like, I got past the whole wanting to be signed and wanting to be famous type thing and so on and so forth. And my thing now is, it don't matter if it's like 2 people, 15 people, 1,000 people. If it's people out here that's like, oh man, I needed that, then
Yeah,
I'm
man.
good. I'm good.
That's
I'm
dope.
straight.
Because I love it.
You know what I'm
personally.
saying?
You know what I mean? I love
Yeah,
your music.
yeah, man.
So please keep
I
on doing
appreciate
it.
it.
Please keep doing it, man. I feel like the game needs artists like you. Because that brings the balance.
Man, no doubt, man. I mean, I gotta say, it sounds a little crazy or whatever to some people, but I try to tell people, like, some of this stuff ain't even me, because I literally was in church one evening, and there was this dude on the podium, and he was like, yo, come up here.
Word.
I ain't know him. I ain't never met him before, nothing like that. He was like, come up here. I went up there. He was like, put your hands up. I put my hands up and everything like that. And he just whispered in my ear. He was like, listen, your life is going to go through a lot of ups and downs. It's going to seem really crazy. Sometimes you're going to feel like you're by yourself. But keep doing what you're doing. And I was like, what am I doing? And to myself, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was like, just do what you're doing. And whatever you do, don't let go of your music. And at this point in time, it was just a thought in my mind. Probably 2 weeks after that, that's when songs started coming to me, bruh. And it's been like that since.
But that's good. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, man, people don't understand, like, when you go through this music game, man, and like we were just talking about with the you know, the stuff you hear on the radio and stuff, you know what I mean? It makes you feel like, well, damn, you know what I mean? Why am I even rapping? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. But like I said, I do it as now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to run around and be on MTV or anything like that. If anything like that ever happened, that's great. I feel like that would just be God's plan. That's cool. So I'm cool with it. But at the end of the day, I do music for me and people like me that like to hear things that speak to them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to hop out that lane. I ain't trying to be nothing else. I'm only strictly looking for those people that enjoy that, and that's what they need. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true, because you're one of those artists that you are who you say you are in your music. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got a lot of rappers, they just lying. I'm like, what are you lying for?
Yeah,
Be yourself.
most definitely. Most definitely. I mean, that goes both ways. Like, it ain't even got to be a drug type situation and thugging. Like, some people put on the front, like, you know, like they the most spiritual people in the world. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, they got it all together in their music, and they everything is put together. And then if you meet them or you see them, like, they a train wreck. You know what I'm saying? So I try to, like, even though I put out a lot of spiritual messages and stuff like that, if you ever really listen to my music, I'm not preaching to anybody. If you listen to my music, I'm actually talking to myself about myself. So it's more or less like these conversations of, dang, why are you like this?
It's therapy, yo.
Yeah, why are you like this? Why did you do that? Why you were supposed to be doing this and you did that? And you missing your goals and you got goals and come on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man,
that's what a lot of my music is.
But that's great, though. You know what I mean? That's why I like your music, because it's genuine. You feel me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
no doubt.
You can hear it in the music. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I say keep on doing what you're doing. Also, man, please keep doing what you're doing. The game needs. I
thank you. Thank you for the encouragement, bro. And you too, man. Salute to you for all that you're doing for independent artists, the stuff that you're doing, man. I sat up and watched. You was talking the other day, and I was like, see, I'm really looking forward to doing this interview because I like that whole thing that you was putting out there, that whole vibe of telling people, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got gold, get up and do it. Don't wait. Don't be looking for nobody to do nothing for you. Like, I was like, yeah, I get him.
Yeah, man, because, I mean, I feel like, you know what I mean? We don't support each other enough. You know what I mean?
True.
In anything that we're doing, whether it's music, like I said, if you got a car shop or whatever. You know what I mean? I feel like people should wake up and be inspired to go do something. Like, don't just stand around waiting for it to come to you. It's not going to happen like that.
True indeed, man. So, I mean, most of my Facebook pages and stuff, if you go on it and you see it, like, half of it is me either putting music up or putting up my acting, or it's me sharing other people's stuff so they stuff can get out there.
You know what? Speaking of you acting, how is that transition, like, going from, like, you know, hip hop into acting? Because I know a lot of rappers, you know, get into acting. You know what I mean? So how's that transition? For me, I attacked acting like I did with hip hop. Like, I knew that I had an inclination for it and like a talent for putting the words together, but that's never enough for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm one of those type of people that's like, if I'm gonna put my hands in it, then it's a craft. So I got to go all the way to the bottom and learn it from that bottom all the way to the top. You know what I'm saying? So then that way I know that I have a firm grasp on every aspect of what I'm doing. So when it came to, like, hip hop, that's what I did. I didn't just get albums and just enjoy them. I started breaking them down and listening to them and listening to cadences and figuring out stuff that rappers be talking about and how they come up with flows and stuff like that. And I started experimenting. So that's my process of, you know, learning a craft. When I got into acting, people was like, yo, you kind of a natural, you know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing. You still telling stories just like you do with rap. Right.
You kind of a natural, you know what I'm saying? But that, I didn't want to rest on being a natural. I went and got, go ahead.
So what you, as far as your acting go, you know what I'm saying? That's dope to me. But so, like, let people know, like, some of the acting jobs you've done then, and, like, some type of, you know, like, what kind of acting projects you got coming out.
Like, oh man, the early one, me and my dude Jon Blaq did a sitcom, kind of like take you back to the Martin days, called Black on Black. His last name was Black, and you spell it BLACC. Mine's Jon Blaq, BLAQ. So if you go look on YouTube, just look up Black on Black, and you'll see like our whole first season, and we got a great response from that. I did a 48-hour film festival, a horror film festival, and this is all kind of early stuff. And as I evolve, I've done like several plays. I got a play that's touring right now called Not My Brother's Keeper. We did it in Raleigh. We're about to be in Orlando, Florida, and a couple other places. And then I'm doing another one called The Psych Chronicles. That one is going to be in Virginia. And the young lady has a play coming out of September 30th. I'm going to be in that one. I got a lead role in that. And I'm working on a series. Tentatively at this point, it's called The Bridge.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And they supposed to be shopping that to like Netflix, Hulu, and stuff like that. And it's like ongoing projects, man. I got the Foul Ball project that you see on my Instagram. I'm playing a baseball scout. So the roles just keep coming. So I'm just blessed the doors is opening in that aspect too.
Hey man, you working real hard out here, man. I tell you, man, that's what's up. Keep at it. You know what I mean?
I'm trying, man.
And I really want to get to see some of your acting, man. I'm telling you. So I really hope that joint go to Netflix. I'm most definitely going to watch that.
Yeah, man. Like I said, and if you want to check anything out, go check out that Black on Black, that first season. We was straight clowns, bro.
Oh, man. Okay, cool. I'm going to check it out most definitely, man. And it's going to be so
For
crazy.
sure.
Especially when you get on Netflix, because we're going to proclaim that, right? We're going to be on Netflix.
Yeah.
And when you do,
I receive that.
Oh, yeah, man. And when you do, I'm like, yo, I know him. You don't know him, Jay.
Yeah.
I do.
Well,
you know what I mean?
all you got to do is call me. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I know that guy. I play his music. He's a rapper.
Yes. Play the interview. Call me direct so I can be like, what up? That's my man's in there.
Exactly, man. But, yo, anything else you want to say before we roll up out of here? Give any shout outs or, whatever.
Oh, man. Definitely going to shout out my family, my wife, my son. Always going to shout out all my producers that hold me down. You know what I'm saying? D-Lynn. Man, so many producers. D-Lynn, my boy Charles, JJ. Of course, General Watkins, Equinox. If I forget anybody, please forgive me. I'm just running it off. But all the people I act with, you know what I'm saying? Brandon's Bias Productions, my boy Christopher Hayes, Kareem. I could go on and on. Morgan Flower Child, Raheem Kilo Pugh, just everybody, man. All love. Like I said, I can't put everybody up here right now because we'll be up here another 30 minutes, but y'all know I got y'all.
No doubt, man. And let the people know where they can find you, follow you, check your music out, all of that. Let them know where that's at.
Man, the music, all you got to do is Google Jon Blaq, JONBLAQ. I'm on your iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, any place digital music is sold. Any place you find Jay-Z, you'll find my music. How about that? You know what I'm saying? So.
Hey, man, I really appreciate you stopping by, man. I really appreciate it. And
that's what's up.
Yeah, man, you coming back. I got to have you back on the show. I'm sorry. I just, you know what I mean? I love these conversations.
Yeah.
So I got to have you back on the show, man.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm about to go ahead and start working with Watkins, man. So you first dibs as soon as we get it together. I'm going to shoot it straight to you, get you that Bandcamp site. You know what I'm saying? That's the other place you can find me where my other records is at bandcamp.com. But, yeah, shoot it to you, man, and we can have another conversation anytime.
Oh, man, that's what's up, man. I really appreciate it, man. Jon Blaq, y'all.
For sure.
You, man. I'm about to roll up out of here. I'm about to play this Diary by Jon Blaq, produced by Watkins the General. I've played this a couple of times on my show. I'm playing it again. It's your boy Jay Real. You will tune into the Real Hip Hop Show, where hip hop is everything and everything is hip hop. Thanks again, Jon Blaq. Peace, brother.
Peace. Thank you, bro.
No doubt.
Paranoid, I'm annoyed, but I'm trying to just fill a void, a circle of understanding what happened to my assurance, endurance ain't really matching. I'm asking what I've been missing, itching to find my foot, it's still looking like it's a rap. I ain't talking about this music, I'm talking about where I'm at. Self-aware, I'm prepared to look in the mirror, the home of my own reflection, the essence of what I'm not. I just follow the subplot, got me rocking to find a theme. I ain't trying to add to it, just take it for what it means. And it seems that I've been misquoted. I'm hoping to go and notice that my approach is the scope of a young Jedi. Dark side, calling my name and I feel the pressure. Lesser of two evils, I'm equally apprehensive. Dealing with all these challenges, balancing all my tension is more than I care to mention. I mention it in my bars. A lot going on when you listening to my songs. Dear diary, don't lie to me, I know how it feels. So I say it inside a song, they don't know that it's real. Dear diary, they don't know. Dear diary, Dear diary, don't lie to me, I know how it feels. So I say it inside a song, they don't know that it's real. Dear diary, I'm just saying. Dear diary. Bad days in the haze when I start zoning. Maybe it's just the omen, I know, and I'm so suspicious. Hard to just sit and kick it, the cycle is sort of vicious. Maybe I like to flip when I spit, cause I'm two-faced it. Mine in two places, they saying it's human nature. Keep talking to my creator, but lately I'm just a hater. I put it all on my page and create a banger, not knowing that I'm in danger, a stranger to what I am. Understand that it's all tedious, really it's all tentative. I let it go in the flow cause I'm argumentative. So I write it, recite it when I revisit it. Y'all don't even know what you hearing, it's super sensitive. It's all a code, not knowing who might be listening. I hear the beat and start speaking what I'm envisioning. Leave it and let you feel it in, listening to my gibberish. I'm just a joker, no hope of you trying to riddle this. I'm in the middle of sitting here trying to reminisce more than what I'm saying. I'm saying you're probably missing it. Dear diary, don't lie to me, I know how it feels. So I say it inside a song, they don't know that it's real. Dear diary, they don't know. Dear diary, Dear diary, don't lie to me, I know how it feels. So I say it inside a song, they don't know that it's real. Dear diary, I'm just saying. Dear diary. It's all mental, listen to this murder I wrote. In between I just intervene, lean back in my thoughts. Short-term burn memories inside my mind. So inclined to just find time to simply follow the signs. In my season, Willie beaming, I'm just hoping to grow. But God giving me direction just like Oliver Stone. I've been gone in my own zone, am I wrong to be such a loner? Admittedly, got me sitting here feeling like such a goner. I swear I can see the trauma, I'm wearing this suit of armor to keep me away from drama. But now I just sit and wonder, the things that I think can save me just maybe can take me under. How ironic, my logic is sort of flawed, and it's more than I can admit, so I picture it in my mind, and I put it inside these lines when I'm rhyming to find a reason. No reason, I just believe it, I needed an intervention, bigger than my intention, you wondering where I've been. Dear diary, don't lie to me, I know how it feels, so I say it inside a song, they don't know that it's real. Dear diary, they don't know. Dear diary, Dear diary, don't lie to me, I know how it feels. So I say it inside a song, they don't know that it's real. Dear diary, I'm just saying. Dear diary.